Hello, everybody. My name is Yaroslav. I'm waiting for a special guest today. Her name is Daria, and we are going to talk about the basic feeling, the basic state of mind. And Daria is already here. And hello, Daria. And let's add you to the podcast. Accept. I hope everything will work. Yay, now it's coming up. Yay, it worked.
So hello, hello.
Hi,
Hello, everybody. Hello, my friend.
You know, it's so special today. It's so nice to see you. You look amazing. You look beautiful,
Thank you.
and the colors that you
Thank you.
chose and all these beautiful flowers behind you. It's so nice and so beautiful. And I would like to welcome all the people who joined us. First, I want to apologize to all the different other language speaking auditory, but today we are going to talk in English. And today we are going to.
I think you shouldn't apologize. I think we should use all the abilities we have, all the possibilities we have. So why not to speak English if we can? If we can
Absolutely.
say it, if we can bring it into the world in English, why not to try it?
Absolutely.
So we have been doing a lot of translations in Russian before, so we need for a change.
Absolutely. And I absolutely agree with you. You know, my morning started today. I was working with the girl. I was helping her with her English. There is a beautiful girl who lives in St. Petersburg, and I was helping her to improve her confidence in speaking English. She actually was pretty good. It's just a matter of confidence. And I will work with her every week. She is the daughter of my very good friend. And it was amazing just to feel how beautifully a person, like after 1 hour, is able to express herself and just feeling it in different language. And as I always say, it's very important to connect with language you talk with. So today we are going to talk English, and I want to connect. You know, I live in Canada right now. Maybe let's introduce ourselves. I live in Canada, in Montreal, and there are two main languages in the province of Quebec. It's French and English. I speak French too. Not perfect, but speak French. And of course, English is the language that I use mostly here. And when I speak English, I basically connect to the environment around me here.
Of course, it's natural. You know, it so much depends on the country, on the language where you live in, where what you use most often, what with which you connect most often. So of course it influences you, of course. And you know, two languages in Montreal also influencing you. And I mean, French in its own way, English in its own way. So this mixture of languages, the language you choose to speak on right this moment. So it's a special, how to say, it's a special vibration, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Always, because it gives you a special vibration.
Absolutely.
Connection, vibration, and it sounds differently depending which language you choose to speak. So that's my
and you
small adding, you know.
Absolutely, and I'm very thankful for you, first of all, for sharing it. And I would like maybe to let you tell a few words about yourself, Daria. Tell about yourself. What do you do?
I knew you
Where
would
do you
ask it.
live?
I knew you would ask it, but it's so difficult now for me to explain who I am, you know. It really, I was thinking about it. And each time I was started thinking, how can I explain who I am now? it blocked my mind, you know. It really blocked my mind because I used to, okay, I would say it like that. I used to be a doctor. I formerly, like by papers, I'm a doctor. Officially, I've graduated medical university, blah, blah, blah. I'm a doctor. But I've been studying, I've been looking around, I've been investigating, I've been touching some areas which are absolutely not connected, like logically, with the classical medicine area. I would say like that. So thanks to that, I have a wild picture of the world around me. So maybe to help people to understand in what direction I've been like specifying. It's a like spiritual psychology, but it's also not reflecting the all the things that I'm interested in, all the things that I'm looking for, all the things that I'm connecting with. So, but like the mainstream, I would maybe call it like spiritual psychology, because I like psychology, not the whole like area, not the whole subject, but some of the streams in psychology. And I've been studying it, I've been practicing it, and psychosomatics I like, because I've been using it for myself, also for my kids, for my family, to get rid of illnesses, I would say like that. And a lot of things which are connected with that. So maybe it will give an idea to other people who are listening to us what I am, who I am, and which direction I'm investigating in this life. But of course, it's much more wider.
Absolutely, and thank you. I know it took you effort, maybe just to start it, but in the end of the day, you know, I will say a few words about yourself and about myself. Maybe I will add a little bit. I see you as, you know, some people can say consultant because you're consulting others, right? You conduct some courses, but the main thing that you do, you basically investigating yourself, and based on your own experience, you share it with the world, with individuals through your individual consultations, and with groups of people from time to time that you organize, that you share your wisdom with them, and you have a lot to share. Definitely, with multiple areas of experience that you carry from different parts of your knowledge that you obtained up until this moment.
You know, it's not just a knowledge. We all have knowledges. We all have studied something. We have been taking courses. We have been, I don't know, doing a lot of things like studying. But actually sharing something with success and with the prosperity of the person with whom you are sharing with is possible with only one condition: when you have your own experience.
Absolutely.
When you have your own experience based with like connected with this knowledge you have been touching one day, and then you have been living it by yourself, and you have your own experience. So you can share your own experience to other person with your wisdom. So this is what all the people are seeking for. This combination, not just you know, knowledge.
And what your experience will tell you, and today we will talk, maybe slowly we'll start to transition towards our subject of today's talk, and it's probably will sound a little bit wide, but I want to bring this feeling, and from your experience, how would you describe what it means from you by taking your time and space?
You know, we have first of all agree and definite these words, time and space. You have to say what does it mean for you, so that I understand that we're speaking the same language.
Okay.
So please do.
No, with pleasure. So from my perspective, you know, we are surrounded with so much. I will talk a few minutes, right? I want just to explain it, just to get the feeling, because I will use the fact that we are using English language, so the auditory that will listen to this podcast is going to be much wider than, let's say, other languages, because more people talk English in this world. So we live right now in the very interesting society. In this interesting society, things change, and basically the speeds and everything that happens around, it happens much faster than it used to happen before. In this situation, a lot of people who were living not their life, or the life that theoretically we come to the planet Earth with specific, let's say, mission, a specific way how to live it and to face specific things. Sometimes through different consequences, we sometimes can move to the different path a little bit, and there is always a choice. And right now, in the current world, many times person is not asked how to do it. He's basically forced into specific conditions, how to behave and what to do. There are people who know how to say no. There are people who were able to create the environment what they can do, but there are some others say, how I can do it? I have this father, this mother, this child, this husband, this wife, this job, and so on. In this situation, the person starts to be shaky and doesn't know what to do. It's the first and the main thing that's supposed to be done in this situation when the person is misled from his own path, what I truly believe, is first of all to stop and to allow time for himself the way that the person likes what to do. Time is basically something prolonged, right? And space. What does that mean? Space, somewhere that he will feel comfort. So there is time. There is one nice statement in Russian. It's not time that passes, you actually pass. But you know, you can look at this from different philosophical perspectives, but to allow something prolonged from the perspective of something changing, and space, like whatever surround you, that nothing will disturb you. So I hope I advise. So first of all, it's very relevant to what we have and around us, and the terminology, how I understand it.
So but saying time, you mean exactly what? You mean a special portion of time for an individual, which he or she needs for what? For changing.
Interval to be with myself. If I'm talking about myself, interval of changes. So maybe it's going to be, I don't know, lay down in bed. Maybe it's going to prepare food. Maybe walking in the woods. Maybe swimming. But interval of changes, let's say, or
some period, some
happen,
period of time, some
yeah.
interval. For changes.
This is what I talk about time. Yeah.
And space. Space is all that surrounds him or her.
Oh, yeah. If I like to swim, so it will be a swimming pool. If I like to walk in the woods, so it will be some woods where I'm going to walk in. If I like museum, so it will be space of the museum that I would like, the gallery that I will go to. And maybe I don't want to see people who I usually see, so I allow something to be with myself or with somebody that I really I appreciate my time, where I can be myself.
So the idea is, I will a little bit conclude, okay? Your idea is that the person who is like misleading him or herself now and doesn't understand what's going on with her or him needs to have some time and space to proceed some changes, right? for her or
Mm-hmm.
for him. And for these changes to be done, they need some time to be with herself or himself and some special surrounding, right?
Something I won't call it special surrounded. I will say the surrounded that corresponds for these changes
Correspond,
to
yeah,
happen.
yeah,
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 whatever,
yeah.
maybe something that really where he feels comfortable. Let's call the word
Mm-hmm.
comfort
Mm-hmm.
because you can define this word differently, where he can be connect to himself, like, and to be quiet and disconnect
Uh-huh.
from the reality that
But
surrounded him prior to that.
how the person will understand that that he or she needs changes?
Okay. And this is, like I'll give you a simple example. What's going
How,
on? And many people do understand it, actually. That's what I truly believe. They feel it on the soul level, definitely.
okay,
When I'm consulting.
I understand. Something is wrong.
Yeah,
Something is wrong, and I need to do something. I need to do something with my life because I don't like my life the way it is.
right.
So what should I do? How should I understand that at this exactly moment I need to be with myself and that the person who I am with is myself, or not just a role which I'm playing, like a mother, daughter, I don't know, customer, victim, I don't know, whatever. How do I understand? How do I
There
understand
are
that
different levels. Yeah.
exactly at that time I need to change something. I need to be with myself. I need to stop. I need to go somewhere to be surrounded with the comfortable atmosphere, comfortable people for me at exactly very moment I am now. How do I understand?
It can be discomfort on different levels. Like the last level is definitely the body. When the body on some
Mm-hmm.
type of sickness, it will be discomfort. Prior to that, it can be some type of lack of energy, type of discomfort.
Mm-hmm.
And the beginning of discomfort, and this is the best if person can recognize this type of discomfort, it's basically on a mental, emotional level, like on this type of levels when he feels, I don't like something that started to go on. What happened with my wife? What happened with my husband? Why this started to happen and this and that?
But I have noticed that a lot of people are living in this state of permanent unsatisfaction or permanent tension,
Right.
and
Absolutely.
for them it's so difficult to notice that this day I'm tense more, that this day I'm unsatisfied more because they are in this situation all the time, all the time, all the time, each day and another day and the next day and the next day, and for them it's so difficult to recognize. So for that people, I would like to say that they have at least start analyzing in the evening how was their day, what were there some nice things, some smiles, some joy, some I don't know, some something that gave them uh, positive emotions, positive feelings, positive minutes, I would say. And when they start noticing that today it was not such a good day, just all the same, just the same tension, and I was not satisfied. I was again in a bad mood. Why? And when the first time they will start asking themselves why,
Mm-hmm.
and they would start like see in what time of the day it has changed. In the morning it was okay, and then something has changed, and then after that the whole day was like a mess. The whole day was like an attention. The whole day was like a shit, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And if they started noticing these moments that have shifted them, uh, it will be the first step. It will be the first step to that space and time which each person needs, because we are always in our space and time. We cannot miss it. We cannot. But when we are, you know, in when we don't know, and when we don't notice, don't live, don't use, and don't be present at the moment, at the moment, when we don't live our life at the moment, when we don't feel what is going on around us, when we just feel or see or immerse in mental discussions in our minds, we don't live. We don't live at that moment because we are distracted from that moment. So the main thing is to go back to the moment. And then we would be exact space and time we need to be. And even with bad thoughts, even with tension, even with bad feelings, even with strong emotions, we still will be in that time and space we need to be at that moment. And all the other things you have said before, they come afterwards. They come afterwards when you see that you want to change something, when you see that you are tired of being like all the time tense or unsatisfied. You're tired, you want to change, something is wrong with your life. And only after that the person can start, it's my opinion only, can start this path to himself or herself, step by step.
Absolutely.
Because before you cannot recognize that something is wrong, something is not yours, something is I don't know, is not connected with you. You're disconnected from the life. So first of all, you should see it. You should feel it.
Absolutely, and I absolutely agree with you that the first step, like basically how I would translate to myself, is basically before you take your space and time. When you, first of all, when you recognize something is wrong, you need to stop basically what you're saying and just pay attention and allow it to be, and then go aside, just and take your space and time. Basically, take your time in this feeling. Basically, you are basically the way you are. You're saying, okay, this is what it is. Let it be. Don't try to change it, but just let it be. If you are already in this moment, this is what you have. Let it be.
Exactly.
But just.
Exactly. Because jumping out of that moment, wanting to change something immediately, will not bring you any result. It will be just worse.
Thank you. So here I think we were able to explain the concept of an importance of taking space and time. I want to ask you such a thing, like right now in the current reality, and I said a few words about this. Do you think it becomes more important to take more time for people? Because what happens when, I work in the telecommunications and I can see how things are changing. I see how more and more automation is being requested and done, more and more communication, more and more projects. In some other places, like they want less people to do more work, and there is a lot of pressure. I'm also a manager in my case. Like, what would be important for me to do? Let's say, what would you recommend to such a person? And there are a lot of people who are in different circumstances, but similar situation. When they are asked to do much more, they're capable. It can be somebody who is, I don't know, cleaning the snow. Even in Montreal this year, so much snow. Maybe they're asked, let's do more, but we still have only a specific number of people and so on. Like, one person feels exhausted with all the information around, or from what he is tired, what would you recommend the person to do?
You have already said it, actually. To spend some time with him or herself, first of all, because we were educated to um, pay attention, first of all, to all the outer factors, all the outer information, all the outer things, but not to inner things, not to inner world, not inside us. But it doesn't work now. It's broken already. This system of paying attention, first of all, outside, then decide what to do, or how to behave, whom to call, how to react accordingly to the outer circumstances. This system is broken. It doesn't work like that now. So the advice, it's not advice, it's just the only way it's possible to live now, I would say, is to be all the time connected with your inner self. All the time connected.
Why most of the people don't do it? Like I noticed a lot.
They don't have a habit. They have a habit to connect with outer world first, and then react.
But how I can connect to myself if I'm in the middle of the meeting and my manager is screaming this, and I need to finish whatever task by this and this day, by this and this time? How can I connect?
Of course, it's impossible if you have never done it. If you have never had connection with yourself, you would never do it at the meeting in a stressful situation. You have to start in the calm atmosphere at home. You have to start with how you have to know who you are. You have to observe yourself. You have to spend time with yourself. You have to train yourself in a calm situation, how to be connected all the time with your inner world. And it's not a question of a couple of words or a couple of phrases. Do this is algorithm, and that's the solution. No, it's a great work that should be done, and there are courses, there are consultations, there are I don't know, lots of ways that are on the internet now. So how to connect with yourself? So you should start. A person should start doing that and find his or her own ways, because we are so different, we are so individual. So for me, it's this. For example, physical training, meditation, I don't know, and walking outside in the nature. And it gives me the best connection with myself I ever can have. Okay, for you, it's something different. For example, you can go to the swimming pool, you like jogging, because it's like a meditation for you. And I don't know, you like work like with papers. Yeah, I mean, you like to write down your feelings, you like analyze your feelings, and it's more visible for you if you do it like that. But for me, it doesn't work absolutely. So, breathing techniques, it helps you to connect with yourself. So you have to try different methods. You have to try different ways. Not just one day and that doesn't work, I throw it out. One day it doesn't work for me. No, it takes time, like everything. So you will try, and you will see any result, no result, some mistakes. I can modify it, I can change it for something. Okay, and you will understand yourself. No one was born here on the planet Earth with the instruction, how should I behave with myself. No one should, no one have this instruction. No one. So we have to do it, to make it, I would say it's more correct, to make this instruction ourselves. What does suit me at this moment? I don't know. What will help me to connect with myself now? I don't know. I should try. I should try, and I should try. I should observe, I should investigate, and I will know. And when I know, I will use it. And I will use basically each day. And when the lower the level of stress will be lower. And then when it's stressful situation, finally, at the meeting, when my chief is uh, shouting at me and whatever, I don't know, I'm prepared because I can feel myself, and I know that, for example, I feel that he's shouting now because I just noticed that because he was in a bad mood, because I know that something has happened in his family, with his wife, I don't know, with his kid, doesn't matter. And he is shouting at me, not because I'm bad, or not because I have I've been, I don't know, made a mistake or whatever, but just because he's desperate. He doesn't know what to do
Right.
with his own problems. So, and
And
I wouldn't be upset at all. I
yeah,
will help him. Vice versa, I will help him because I wouldn't take like it's my part. I've done a mistake. I wouldn't take it seriously. Vice versa, I will give him a chance to shout, to express feelings, so that afterward this tension he has been feeling at the moment is gone, and he is okay, and he is seeing clearly what's going on with me, like a colleague, or with his family, and he can solve finally the problem, because this expressing of feelings, this shouting, help him to see the situation clearly without any uh, pain he has been feeling.
so
So
what
that's the idea, this the result, and that's can be um, this can be done just practicing, your own exercises, your own way, your own path to yourself.
absolutely agree with you. And you know, more I look around at the people, I live in Canada, right? I look around at the people. A lot of people get sick. A lot of people get stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Some people get disappointed. Yesterday, I visited my parents. There was an elderly person, and was a couple. And I could see how the elderly person couldn't digest some simple information about what's going on, and so much fear she had about different things that are going around her and the world and so on. Like she has this comfort zone of thinking, and she cannot move aside. And what I always recommend to people when they ask me what is one of the best cures that can be, I say, listen, allow yourself to think about different options. Maybe it might be a little bit slightly different and start to move. Usually for people it's extremely difficult because they're connected to some type of concept or idea. And they open up usually whenever there is no choice type of thing, either it's a disease or something like this, when they bring themselves and the body already reacts and it's a physical disease, or sometimes it's mental disease even come to that point. And
You
the
know,
person, mhm.
and I'm sorry to a little bit interrupt you, but I want to add some very important thing.
Mhm.
We were taught, and especially like you say, your parents, they were educated, they were taught, and the society worked like um, like this. There is a course and there is a consequence. Course,
Mhm.
consequence. Course,
Mhm.
consequence.
Okay.
One
Mhm.
course, one consequence,
Mhm.
and no other options. But now we know that it doesn't work like that, and it doesn't look like that, and it's absolutely different, because one thing can have a lot of different causes.
Mhm.
And what you see, what I see, what other people see, there are different things. There are different causes that as a consequence has one the same thing. That's it. but our parents, they not agree. They are not like they don't get used to it. So this uh how to express it in English? I don't know. No, I know in Czech and in Russian. My God.
Take your
Talk a
space
little
and
bit.
time.
Yeah, take my space and time. Uh, it's like a lot of levels, a lot of sides for one thing. And we can see just only one side, just only one level, but there are multi-level and
Very
multi-sides.
simple. Somebody else usually when he will tell you, he'll say, this is the pencil, this is step of one. In fact, it's not only one thing, You can look from, it's a little bit opening mind, a little bit wider, and not everybody is ready to see it, but assume that it's not one person, maybe it's many, or maybe there are different other options. And the people usually told, and unfortunately, sometimes when they're told something that doesn't correspond with the way they are built, then it causes to serious consequences. It's imposed from outside. The only way how the information can come, the real information can come to the person, is basically, like you mentioned, by allowing it to happen. This is the key word, by allowing. And allowing can come only from quiet space when person connected to his own who he is. And in the world right
now, we have just supposed that it can be differently. It can be different way. It can have another course. It can be done by, I don't know, because for our parents there is only one reason it can happen, but there are many different reasons that can influence that can cause something. But you should first of all just suppose that it could be that way. Let's suppose that it can be, and then if you let it like proceed this way, like go this way, you will see absolutely amazing results because it will change. The world will change around you because if you know that there are multiple reasons for one this thing or one this event or one, I don't know, meeting. So if you just suppose it can be like that, the result will surprise you. Everything should start changing. Everything will start changing. The world will. It's so plastic. It's moving all the time, each moment. So you cannot fix it. But our mentality, not but our parents' mentality was like constructed the way that it's like fact and it's fixed. It's fact and then fixed. It's like forever, but it's not like that. This is the difficulty I see with the oldest people, because it's really not comfortable for them to proceed such a wild stream of information right now. For them, it's really difficult. For them, it's really difficult. But anyway.
Right. And what I find that if you're talking about elderly people, let's maybe say as the last thing about a few words about the younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
And the younger generation is absolutely the opposite. Let's say they're in the middle. Let's say they can they just take by default, like what I say, like in computer language, but they just take it. They don't ask. They just do it. They take their space and time. Let's say my son is home right now. He thinks it's specific way it's supposed to be. My daughter is the same thing. So the main thing that I learned how, like after realizing all this, that one of the most important things, like if the child is sick, it's either I do something wrong with myself or I imposed on the kid, I repeat it, because a lot of imposing is happening right now, something that doesn't correspond with his nature. And I'm limiting myself from these thoughts and this action. So if something like this happens, I right away work with myself. What I did wrong? Maybe I thought something. Maybe I did something, or did my behavior with this kid cause something to happen? And then basically, I allow the kid to take his space and time. I take my space and time, and just allow the life to go. And then suddenly I see like this beautiful flower opens up more and more. And if this beautiful flower needs me, he or she will come to me, and then I will be able to just to be being myself, just to allow whatever needed to happen unfold. And it's just simple and just happen. A lot of people just live in this complexity of thinking that only they know how to do things, and only they can decide how things should be because somebody else said it. This elderly woman yesterday said, but they said so, but this guy is nice. And they were talking about politics, didn't like it, but anyways, But everybody said it's nice, the main board, they like everybody, and so on. But when you ask about person's opinion and so on, the most important thing in the young kids, what I like to develop in my kids are all the time saying, you know what needs to be, not anybody else.
Yeah,
Whatever the teacher
exactly. You have to support their own stamina, I would say.
Right.
Their own opinion, their own feeling, which is based on unknown experience they have already inside them. And I always support them. That I have also two kids, and I always if they don't know what to do and they ask something, or they are not sure, I never say that there is one option. There is like the variant I see and that's it. No, I said that I have with myself, I have this and this experience, or I have this opinion, but I don't know if it will work for you. So you have to feel yourself. You have to connect with yourself and understand, will it work for you? Would you like to do like that? Or you feel another way, or you will risk, or you will try something absolutely different. It's up to them to decide. I never decide for them. Never.
And I absolutely agree.
Because it brings them certainty, it brings them responsibility, it helps them to live their life like they want them to live. Like it's their life, and they have to understand how to play with it, how to be in it.
Absolutely. Wow, we actually touched base on so many additional things. I planned a few things, but we actually did much more. And I hope that people who joined us today listened, and those who will be listening to this podcast in the recorded podcast will enjoy it. I'm sure they will enjoy it. And if there are some additional questions, Daria, they can contact you, right?
Yeah,
we will
answer it. Yeah, of course.
We will answer it. And some people who would like maybe consultation or something like this, I believe you are open for it. I'm open for it. And this type of thinking, I know it's not regular. And usually, like the regular practitioner, if somebody will go, it's not the way that people might hear. But it requires, I would call it bravery. It requires this type of decision, to allow to think differently, allow things to happen, not based on what everybody says, but what you feel inside.
And be honest with yourself. This is one of the most important things. If you are honest with yourself, you will find a consultant, a practitioner, a person who will help you. You will find, because you will resonate with this person. But if you continue cheating with yourself and I don't know, play like everything is okay, I just have to do this, I just plan that I need this, and when I get this, I'm okay. It doesn't work. No. It doesn't work. It will not work. You have to feel. You have to start feeling. And the more open you to yourself, to your feelings, because it hurts in the beginning. It hurts. If you are ready to work with it, if you are ready to see what hurts, if you are open to let it go, you will succeed. And you will find the person who will help you in that. You will find the person who will hold your hand and help you to open your heart, help you to find your space and time with yourself, the best ways for yourself exactly. So you can use you can live your life by, I don't know, 1000% each moment, because it's possible now. Actually, it's possible.
Absolutely. Thank you, Daria. And I will record it, I will save it, and I will share it with you.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for letting me be here and taking part. And it was very interesting. And I'm really, really liked it. And I will definitely join you if you have some other ideas.
With pleasure.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye.